think about the days, I'm cherishing these memories we have made. We still have our stories about the times we stay up all night talking on the telephone again.
Alright guys, I got Ryan Oliveira here with us today. Since he was a big part of everything since the beginning, one of my best buddies for a long time now. You know, he was basically right there side by side with me when we started this up. He was the lead singer of Death in December, and you know, we used to bounce ideas off each other all the time back there, and you know, we're definitely pushing ourselves a lot back and forth then. So he also was pretty much known as the face of Bleeding Star for years. So if you recognize this kid, that's one reason.
Changed my life. Changed my life.
So Ryan, we're going to talk a little bit about the first line here, and what do you think about all this?
Dude, you know, it's been so long. It's really hard to even grasp what's happened, you know, to see where we came from. I mean, I was lucky enough to have you in my life, that you and your family let me live in your basement. And you know, that's where this kind of all started, honestly, you know. So it's insane to see where this has gone. Me and you just being friends. I remember I met you in high school, and you came up and said, "Dude, how do you get your Liberty spikes to stand up so high?" And then basically we met through me telling you that I used gelatin, and we went from that, and it's amazing how it got so much deeper, and how much this clothing line actually means. Like it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I mean, Ryan's been there. He probably knows more than anybody really what this line represents to me from the beginning. A lot of the artwork that was represented, and kind of where the background stories come from. He really has a lot of insight, more than probably anybody else. So wanted to get him in here to talk a little bit. We did this first photo shoot because yeah, in 2006 we actually pushed our big line out, and we used Ryan as the only model. And Tim Marie at that point we had in here. So I remember we started driving around Pocatello, Idaho with a camera we borrowed from one of our buddies. And what exactly happened that day, right?
I remember the first time we went around. You know, this is all. A lot of it has been inspired by tattoos, inspired by the whole, you know, stars, the whole gun thing, but a lot of it is also has to do with romance, and you know, and love, like you've said in your previous episodes here. We've had to do everything from track down a Cadillac that probably the only cool Cadillac in our entire town, and you know, you gotta understand, we came from a town that's like 45,000 people. We looked a little different back then, you know, so you don't want to have to go up to some guy's front door saying, "Hey, can we use your car?" You know, but we had to do that, you know.
Yeah, this is before we had a budget for photo shoots. This was before we had anything like that. We were winging everything.
Yeah, we couldn't do that whole let's put a $100,000 car behind us and look cool. No, we had to actually get into the Pocatello ghetto.
Yeah, all the buildings shot in this, everything. We just drove around and pulled up in front of them. There was no permission. There's nothing like that. That Cadillac, yeah, we just found it driving down the street, and decided we'd shoot in front of it, and that kind of started the whole imagery. That Cadillac ended up on a T-shirt, which is actually in the next line, and we'll talk about that later. But yeah, a lot of that imagery came from that photo shoot that day. So,
exactly. That was the start, and then we went to Salt Lake City and did a photo shoot with Tim Marie, like you were saying. afterwards, and Yeah,
and some of those pictures from that shoot, we'll be showing some right in this region right now on the screen. Yeah, some of these pictures came big icons amongst the music scene. I think all you guys would remember. You could go to Google and type the word emo, and I think probably 4 or 5 of these came out in the top page. So.
Yeah, it's a nice thing to know, like when you type in my name, that, that picture comes up, but it also usually says the word emo next to it, which is nice,
Yeah.
So I'll never have a wife, ever.
So yeah, that definitely, that day was definitely a really interesting day. We kind of just winged it. We went down there, and I remember one of our buddies, Chad, was walking around carrying, he was on wardrobe that day, carrying a whole stack of t-shirts on his shoulder while I directed you and Timmery, and my brother was just shooting all this stuff, winging it in downtown Salt Lake, and that's where it came out, and a lot of that stuff was when we really started pushing really hard with that line, when we put out the couple ads in AP that I'm sure you guys may remember from that photo shoot, featuring that hoodie that was really definitely one that all you guys should remember. And then pushed the MySpace stuff real big back then too. So what happened to MySpace, Ryan?
I don't know. I don't know. I think I actually died with it. I'm actually not here right now.
You are still lost somewhere in the interweb, apparently.
Yeah. I'm not actually talking to you guys right now. You're all dead.
I know the feeling.
Sweet. That's why we love each other.
Yeah, we will live eternally together in the land of MySpace.
Yeah, we've wondered if we were alive many times, because we don't have any concept of time.
So MySpace, that kind of, digresses to my next point, was that MySpace was really one of the big points of Bleeding Star back then. Really where we started off. I don't think we would have ever got as far as we did without MySpace. The ability to just push everything into people's faces back then just really meant so much. So we did a lot with that, and
MySpace was huge.
Yeah, definitely helped us out a ton with our banners that everybody used to throw on their page and help. And again, that goes back to the support of all you fans. You guys helped us get here with all the support you did on MySpace, and now we're gonna move forward and keep going, and yeah, so yeah. Any final words on that, Ryan?
Yeah, all I can say is that there's a lot of clothing companies out there. You hear about them in New York City, you hear about them in LA. It's easier there. This started in Pocatello, Idaho, a tiny little town. And it's amazing to see where this has gone, and I'm happy for Bleeding Star Clothing, and I'm privileged to be able to be a part of it. And you guys are honestly the only reason that it's gotten to where it is. Devin's an amazing artist, but I'm sure he would say as well. He already did, but that's what it's about.
Definitely.
So love you guys.
All right. Thank you, Ryan. Thank all you fans. Talk to you soon.